mad years ago, Kendrick was like, I'm the king of New York or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, he said, he wouldn't even be saying that if there wasn't like this stake to claim, like New York is where hip hop was, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like some New York rappers like, oh, I'm the king of LA, I'm the king of Atlanta. It's like, nah, he said that because it's like New York is, like he wants to be the king of New York because it's like, it's New York, bro. That's where the shit started, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's almost a respect to New York as a city. So like, fuck the individual, like it's the city, you know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, I met, I already knew Hawk, like he was my boy, I grew up with him. So then I met Sport, like basically kind of at this park gym that I was rapping at. Oh, the park, it's like the one on Christie Street, what's that park called? You know what I'm talking about? The joint in Chinatown, like, you know what I'm saying? It goes like north to south, like all down, you know what I'm saying? That one, so, yeah, so like, it was there, and then after that, we just kind of like met up, and he was like, yo, I got beats and shit, but then we kind of like just started bouncing ideas, and we're like, yo, we should do some next shit, make it like a group, make it like live beats and like raps, and kind of like take influences from like old shit from uptown and old shit from downtown that was going on, whether it was like no wave and hip hop, you know, like both of those things are like punk and hip hop kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it came from, and then like Hop kind of naturally became a part of it over time just by being around, you know? So yeah, that's basically how that happened. It was just like us being young, like coming up with ideas and playing shows and shit. You know, having Ghost on a record and shit was like, that was like a dream come true, because like Wu is such a big influence on me. That was like a type of thing when I was young, I was like, all right, like as long as I'm like, get some shit with Wu, like I'm good, like I don't give a fuck. I wrote this song, but then I was like, yo, I want to get a feature on this shit, like an OG. And then I was like, who is the person we could get that when we get this verse back, it won't just be some random shit and be perfect for them, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, you could get a verse sent in and it's like, about some other shit or whatever, but the whole verse, he's like, made for this, made, like he was quoting the shit the whole time. Cause I was like, I set it up smart. I'm like, yo, made for this, it's like perfect for Ghost. Like that's just some shit he would say anyway, you know what I mean? So like, it just worked. But like, once I got it back and the verse was sick and it just like fit perfectly, I was like, that shit's fire. Ghost, it ain't him just saying random shit, bro. Those verses are all like making sense and connecting, you know what I mean? It's not just like, saying this thing and saying this weird thing and saying this weird thing and saying this thing and like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I've been seeing Mean Streets, but I was watching Mean Streets on the fucking plane because they had it. It's like obviously you're gonna watch it if they have that shit. So, and in it, the girl says to him, he's like complaining and shit, and the girl says, she's like, what do you even like? And then he's like, yo, I like lemon chicken, and he's like, I like lemon, garlic, and chicken, like just the simple shit, you know? He's like saying all this shit, and he's like, I like the mountains. She's like, there's no mountains in Manhattan. So I like took that and then just like put it, you know what I mean? Just like, that's an ill, like once I heard that, I was like, whoa, like, shit, you know what I'm saying? They wrote that for a reason, you know what I mean? That shit's hard, like, and it's like I've never seen no shit where they go deeper into that or anything. It was just this ill statement. I'm happy I got this one done too, because now I feel like I can go and make kind of whatever I want to make, because this shit was like, it was like that. It was like the love letter to the city, but it's also like my personal shit too. You know what I mean? Getting that off. It takes place in the city. It's like any story that takes place in the city, any movie you see that's like filmed in the city's important. The city like plays a role, you know what I mean, in the movie, or else they wouldn't shoot it there, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why it's so New York and everything, but it's like, and even the title, like I had written down for like years, you know what I'm saying? Dipset's like one of the biggest just cause like, and like a lot of people don't hear it cause my voice, I think, so that's good, it's lucky cause it's like, if I had to, but it's like so many flows, there's some like cam flow, like OD, I've been using mad cam flows and all types of Dipset flows, like, so it's like, that's a huge influence. Dipset was so hard cause it was like, it was dope cause it was like, it was real, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these rap crews, it seemed like, you got this dude from here, like, you know, Jay was like, oh, we got all these dudes from Philly, like, that shit was like, nah, Joel's, Jimmy, and Cam, like, they were like brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was real, so like, that's why I fuck with that too, like, cause it was just, it wasn't some like 50, like G-Unit, it was like Lloyd Banks, yeah, but then it was like, then we get Young Buck, and you know what I mean? It was more, it seemed kind of, it just seemed less like it was like, this is from Harlem, these kids came up together, and then Joel's was like the young guy, you know what I mean? It's that authenticity and that realness is always like what comes across in hip hop and shit, because it's like, it's not like, oh, this is like fabricated at all. It's hard to not be real to yourself, you know? Because or else it would just be weird. I can't like you know what I mean? Or else I would just go full on like, and be crazy, but I can't do that, you know what I'm saying? I would feel too weird. I do it because I love to like do this shit, but I also do it because that's all I know how to do. Also, straight up, like I do it because I love to do this shit, but also because I love to do it so much, it's all I know how to do. So it's like if I didn't do this, I don't know what the fuck I would do. So it's like there's that also just like real need to do it. I like need to do it, and that's lucky as fuck. Like what you need to do and what you love to do is the same thing. So that's just like, oh, it's lit. When I'm making music, I'm like, I think about the city, I think about people in New York, and I'm like trying to make sure I don't want to be like, oh, I need to have all these New York references, but it's like I want it to like speak to them, you know what I mean? I want them to be able to relate to it. You know, yeah, that you have those moments you're playing a show and it's like not that many people are out and you're a little too drunk and you're like, what the fuck, I'm out in the city for, you know what I'm saying? Like you have those moments, but it's like, nah, like you can't, you know what I mean? Because then there's gonna be that next show that's like next as fuck, and it's like, I've gotten to the point where it's like, I'm just trying to like get my skill set tight. Like sometimes I'll be rapping live and I'll just be like, damn, let me just like rap this dope live. Like fuck all the like, you know, like, hey, I'm jumping on top of a fucking amp or whatever. Like I'm just trying to rap this shit fire right now. And I'm like literally thinking this while rapping it. So it's like, that shit's fun, you know what I mean? Like challenging your skill and everything, you know what I mean? So even that level on some like J lyrical exercise shit, just like that, just like those moments, you know, of just like testing your ability, like that type of shit's fun.